let's look at this HTML picture element. This picture element is the new element introduced first time in HTML5. That is mainly for the flexibility for the browser. Okay, let's look at this one. Picture element contains a number of source elements, because this one is using source element also, each referring to different image sources. Thus, in this way, the browser can choose the image that best fits the current view and what device. This source element have attributes describing when the image is most suitable. For example, still we are learning about the image-related elements, and the picture is newly introduced in HTML5. And this one is used associated to the source and the image. And here, source is containing the URL for that appropriate device or browsers. And this is also alternative image. First one, second one. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, this one is the image girl, and if the minimum use is 650, that means if that size, let's try to enlarge 650, and that will be changed to this food image. And if that is between the 649 and the minimum is 465, you can see that the width here, that is pixel, and if that is near to the 465 from that pixel size, that will be changed to the sky image 165 from that 165. You can see below that those are shown. In that case, the image is here. This is the URL for that. This is anyhow. This is the new HTML5 element. You can try. And this one will be used in this case. Bandwidth. If we have a small screen or device, it is not necessary to load a large image file. Instead, in that case, the alternative image can be used. And the others can be ignored. And the format support. Some browsers or devices may not support all images formats. In that case, this picture and the source element can be used. Okay, as we learned already, and you can try others. Let's move to the next. Okay, this one is about the tables. Okay, here this one is table example. And what kind of elements can be used? We can look at here table. First, let's look at the basic element to show this content. Here, H2, that is being used to show this HTML table, and the table here that can be shown to this table element and the TR element and the TH element here. TR means row, and the column here. TR means row, and the TH means header, table header here. Thus, that is bold type. And the next one is another table row here, and there are 3 columns here, and this one is containing the TD pairs, 3 TD pairs, that is corresponding to this each column. And another one, row. In that way, we can show many rows, and in each row we can see many TD pairs. That means that is showing presenting table column, and this TD pair can be used to show that. Let's look at other part in the head section. Here, this one is describing the CSS style. This is called internal CSS style type. Here, table, we can apply this style. Font family and border collapse. This border collapse, if I am removing this one, intentionally I remove, then we can understand what is that, like and low. You can see this slim line. If we are showing borderline that is default, then this one will be shown like that. And you can see each element that is using borderline. Also, this one is using borderline. And just here, we can see two lines here, right? That is not so good in terms of design. In that case, we can use this original source here, and let's learn again. Here, then you can see only single line can be shown here. But it is much better than previous one. There's two lines. One line is collapsed. If we are using this collapse attribute value, property value, then we can show only single borderline here. Okay, table use that is occupying 100% of the whole space. This is whole space. And TD, TH, TD or TH, they are using this style definition. Border that should be 1 pixel. How about changing to 10 pixel? Then you can see the thicker border lines here. And the border line that is solid line, and the color will be like this. And also you can change instead of this, like this. And the text align left side, that is aligned, and the padding inside some space, and outside is margin, but inside is that is called the padding. And into this one we can control the internal space, empty space. Here we can, okay, let's go back to the original source. Then we can see this part, tr, as child. If that is even number of rows, this one is starting from 0, or okay, 1. This is starting from 1. 1, 2, 2 is probably that is even number, because we can use that background color instead of this to be clear here. We can see 1, 2. 2 is even number, right? Even as child, even row. In that case, the background color will be like this. If that is changed to old, then we can change the color. This is the order number 1, 2, 3. In that sequence, that is order. There's order number. We can apply this design. Okay. And we learn this one tr, as I mentioned already. This is about table row here. If that is containing header th, then that is the thicker than others and old type, because table header, if that is header, then that should be old type, then it will be much better to differentiate from other data. Okay, defining an HTML table, we need this table tag, also tr tag, also th tag, to show some header in front of the table. header part. We are using this one, and the other frame column, we can use this TD. TD, you can table data. You can think in that way, then it's easy to memorize. Okay, table style width is 100%. That means that is occupying the full space, and that is composed of these rows, as we learned, as we looked at already. Also, this table data, this TD element can contain. This is called the data containers of the table. This one can contain all kinds of HTML elements, for example, text, as we looked at already, and the images also lists even other tables this one can contain. Okay, let's look at others. HTML table to show some border line, to show that border line and some borderline property, the value we can show in that way. Border and other property values for this property name border we can enumerate here. The thickness should be 1 pixel, and the line type should be borderline. That should be solid type, and the color should be black, like this. Let's try to change this instead of black. Black color, and you can see the change. Okay, in that way we can show that borderline. And here, this one, if we want to show only single borderline, in the previous example, we can use this one, this property, and the property value. Then we can see also you can either red and the thicker borderline, and we can. And if we are removing this one, and you can see that they're not collapsed. That is default, because to show a single line instead of the double line, we should use this border collapse, and the value should be collapsed like this. Okay, TD, those are cell, and each cell, if we want to provide some empty space in terms of design, we need that empty space, then we can use this padding, like our padding jacket. We can provide some empty space here, and if we are not providing, that means 0 pixel, then let's see. Like that. And also we can control in that way text align, because we should be familiar to that property name in our CSS design. And there are so many names that it is a little confusing, and anyhow we learn in the CSS tutorial in more detail later. Text align should be left like this. If text align is removed, then you can see TH that is applied only to this one. The others, the default alignment is left alignment. And for TH, the alignment is default is center here, because I am change it back to the original style, and you can see that is aligned. to the left side. Border spacing. And this border spacing property with this one we can show. This space, let's try to change that. Cover 0 pixel. Padding. This one is padding and 0 pixel. Then we can see. This is about padding. And this border spacing that is being used to specify the space between the cells, and if we are changing that one to 1 pixel slightly, then you can see 2 pixel, you can see slightly that is being increased in terms of the space between them, between each cells, so we can see. Okay, let's move to the next. Okay, here, one note. If the table has collapsed border and the border spacing has no effect in that case, okay, HTML table cells that span many columns. Here, sometimes we may need this kind of application. Each column should be spanned a little bit more, or each row should be spanned a little bit more. In that case, there is some way into this property, this attribute, actually this is attribute, call span. Column will be spanned. Okay, in that way, here this one is containing one text, but the space is occupying 2 columns. In that case, that is span. And we are using this call span too. There's th. Actually, there should be 3 columns like this 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But here, just 2 columns, 1, 2, 1, 2. This one is span. There's 2 columns merged together and shown here as a single cell here, call span. If I am removing this one and call span 3, you can see this one is occupying 3 columns, and you can see if you are changing some value of that attribute, then you can see, and you can understand the main difference between them. And also, in other case, this one is spanning many rows vertically. This one is using row span attribute name. Here, row span. Let's look at this part. This one is occupying 2 rows, and this one is actually composed of 3 rows, but this one is composed of 2 rows. Because this one is occupying 2 rows. In that case, we are using this attribute name row span 2. Okay, in that way we can. Okay, row span, that is spanning the row. And caption, sometimes we need some title and the caption tag name, caption, and some value that will be shown as a caption or the title. And here caption, and that is shown in that way. Here caption monthly saving here. This one is the caption. With this one we can show this one. If that is missing, then plain text like this, and then shown. Okay, let's move to the next. Special style for one table. To define a special style for a special table, add an ID attribute to the table. Here we can differentiate with this ID name, and that should be unique. And this is the ID name for that, for this table. And we can apply with this definition of style. We can apply. Okay, table, and to that specific ID name T01, we can apply this style like this. If there are many entities, elements, we can apply only to that specific table. If there are many tables like this, and the second one, okay, this one, first one, this one. And let's look at the bottom one, that is second one, second table. And that style is applied only to the second one, because we are specifying the table ID name here, T01, and that style will be applied only to that specific table. It's 100%, and especially the background color is different. We can change. We can try other color, simply the red color. This is the red color, right? RGB, as you can see the bottom one. Okay, you can try. As we learned already, even though that is not learned yet, in the CSS tutorial that should be learned, and just use this one, table row, and if that is even row, then we can apply this color. If this color is showing just 3 characters, then that means that is same color like this, but 6 characters will be recommendable, more recommendable. This one. Also, this one is same, this one. Same, even though I made this one 6 characters, hexadecimal value. Okay, you can try others. Okay, this is the summary for this chapter, and some exercises. Please try by yourself. I may ask in the quiz test and midterm exam later. Let's move to the next. Okay, this one is explain about HTML lists. There are 2 kinds of lists. One is unordered list, and another one is ordered list. This ordered list means the number was equals number or alphabetically, that is order. There is no order, just a simple bullet dot. Okay, we can try with this real example. There are unordered list here, and the bottom one is ordered list. Depending upon that element name, we can show the number or the default bullet here. Even that the bullet and even that the numbering and the alphabet order, those can be changed later, but this one is default. Unordered HTML list. Here, this element name is from this unordered list. That's it is easy to remember. And this one is containing 3 lists here. And unordered HTML list. And here we can choose list item marker that are shown here. Disk, circle, square type, and depending upon that value here, list the style type. Disk, then it is showing that disk type. Disk type is like this. Thus we should memorize this one to use this CSS style, and that is related to the CSS tutorial, but this one was introduced in advance. This one is introduced in advance. Circle type, because that is related to that design. Square. If that value is square, then we can show square is like this, square just instead of circle or bullet. If none is, the value is none, then you can see no bullet or icon here. Order the list. To show some order, we can show this numeric number, the numerical order we can show. Okay, let's try to close some open tabs here, and then let's look at this one. Order the item list, we can change the type. With this type attribute, we can change the list items depending upon this type. The list that is alphabetical order or lowercase or uppercase, and Roman number, uppercase or lowercase, depending upon that type value. Like this, number 1. And anyhow, this one is default, because even though I am removing this, it will show the same result. Okay, let's move to the next. Uppercase letters. Here then alphabetical order into that uppercase alphabet order, we can see the list. Okay, in that way, you can try other type values, Roman number and the lowercase Roman number. Okay, also we can use this dl tag to define the description list. And the dt tag, this one is defining the term, name, and the dd tag, this one is describe each term. Here, let's look at this example. Here, first one is here, and second one is here. Copy. Those are listed here. And the milk, that description is here. And to show this one, we can use this description element. And we can nest lists. In a list, we can nest. Thus, list can be nested. Thus, listed inside the list, we can show. Okay, it's unordered list that is nested in this list. Okay, let's look at like this. Also, this one can be Also, this one can be delisted. I don't know, yeah. Here, that is listed, but that is a little bit complicated. Anyhow, we can nest another list, and another list can be nested in that list. That is called nested HTML list. Okay, you can change the starting number in this ordered list. We can change. This one is starting from this number. Also, this one is starting from this one because we gave the number here start value. Okay, depending upon that start value, we can control the starting number in our ordered list. And this one is explaining about horizontal list with the CSS. Horizontally, we can style. Sometimes we need this one to show the navigation menu, and it is shown here. And let's look at the navigation menu. This is horizontal list. Later we'll use this one and we'll learn this one because it seems to be similar to our real application. But sometimes we are using this list, and that style is defined here on ordered list. And the list that is floated to the left, floated to the right. In that case, that will be shown in reverse way. Home will be on the right, like this. And each element, if we want to apply some style, then we can. But some property that is being shown in advance, this is still early stage to look at this one, and just neglect, and we can apply this kind of navigation menu. More advanced application. And sometimes I am hovering there with my mouse, then you can apply this background color style. On ordered list, those are okay. I'll be back to the previous one, and home may be on the left. That is blocked on the left. Here, home, news. This is the navigation menu. We can design with this list. This is on ordered list application. This one we can use some bookmark with this hash character, and we can hyperlink to that specific path. Okay, you can try others. And here, important concept. This one is block and inline elements. Every HTML element has a default display value depending on what type of element it is. And there are two display values, block and inline. And block level elements, as the name is explaining, that is self-explaining. Block level element, block level, that means in terms of the space, occupation. It is starting on a new line and takes up the full width available. Let's look at this div element first as a block level element. Here, hello world. Hello world. This one is taking whole space. That is the characteristic, one characteristic of the block element. This div is the block element. And let's look at other example. Okay, other elements, other block level element in HTML, address, articles, aside. Still, this is early state to understand, to memorize. Later we'll look at again, and after learning all of them, div is one of them. And let's focus only on this. And we learned already H1, H6. Those are block level elements. And horizontal line ruler also, that is occupy whole space. Li is also block level element. Also ordered list, paragraph, and the PRE, we learned them. Thus, you can understand. Those are all related to this block level element. Even this UL. The others you don't need to talk about at this moment. We'll learn anyhow later. Comparing to that block level element, this one is inline element. What's the main difference between them? This is an inline element. Let's look at this one. This one is taking only that space in this line. This is characteristic of this inline element, and the span is one of them, one of that inline elements here. Span hello world. In the previous example, we used the div and hello world. This one is occupy only that space. It is taking only that small area in line. Thus, this one is called inline element. Then there are many inline elements. For example, we learned already hyperlink element A, that is taking only some space in a line, and BRT also. Well, let's look at this I. And like that. But here, BR, that is taking one single space, a single line. There's, at this moment, you don't need to worry about that. This just is long level element instead of this inline element. This BR is taking all space. Okay, the div element here. And usually this div element is often used as a container because this is from division, some area. Thus this one is used as a container for other HTML elements. This one is containing many other elements, and usually this div element has no required attributes except this style, class, ID. Usually those are being used. This div element we'll learn later. Here, for example, style, the whole area, those are using this style. Let's look at this. Those are using this style. In that case, this div is combining that area division and that design, or CSS style design, that is applied to that area. Span element. This one is often used as a container, just a narrow, small container for some text. Also, this element has no required attributes but style or class ID, like div, but the area is a very small area, just inline, like this. This area, the span, that is inline. Only this area we can apply this style. Thus, this one can be used to group. Thus, this one is called grouping tags. div defines a section in a document. This is belong layer. Span. This one is defining a section in a document in line. Okay, here let's look at class attribute. Even though we learned in advance,